Well, I took a little trip down to the LCS and I picked up this package right here. What's in it? Well, quite a variety. Some familiar items and something you may have never seen in your life. What, you ask? Watch and see. T. Hello, Silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, thanks for joining me today. A special warm welcome to all of our new viewers. My last video was quite popular, and there are several new folks that will be watching today, and hopefully my videos from here on out. So welcome, guys. Hey, before we get into the content, this is the time where I humbly ask you for a like and a subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please, by all means, comment, not only for my sake, but for the sake of the other viewers who also make comments together as a community. Hey, we can figure out silver stacking, coin collecting, and help one another along. This is my normal Saturday morning video. I normally release a video at 8:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, at 8:45 a.m. on Saturdays. And when I'm able, I'll also release videos during the week. Hey, so let's get right into it. I went to the old LCS, and one of the gentlemen there at the Gold Depot, where I am a frequent flyer, one of the gentlemen that works there named Mike, as soon as I walk in the door, he said, "Hey, you like Mexican coins, right? We just got this in, thought you might like it." And here it is for all of you coin collectors out there. An 1887 Mexican coin from the Durango Mint. So evidently, and I need to do a little more research on this, evidently in Mexico's history, there were different mints. In addition to the Casa de Moneda de Mexico, which is the Mexican mint that we know and love today, the oldest mint in the Northern Hemisphere. And so Mike asked me if I was interested in it, and you see it here in my hands. Of course I was. If anything else, just a bit of a curiosity. It is, I guess the D there stands for Durango. And again, you coin collectors, please feel free to weigh in, but I couldn't pass this little baby up. I paid $14 for it, so hey, you let me know how I did. But 1887, hard to pass up that little coin. So that's my first little item to show you in this little variety show today. But what I was really going in for was an auction win. I participated in the Gold Depot auction on Wednesday evening, and I won 3 coins, and here they are. Let me take these out. I'm going to be a little more on the careful side with these. These are 2021 American Silver Eagles, and of course with these gloves it's going to be nearly impossible to open this little baggie here. Let's see. There we go. And I never would have imagined that I would be taking out American Silver Eagles and putting them in capsules. I have some capsules. I'm going to put them in this tube right here. As you could see, I started collecting ASEs early on in the year. I didn't fill up this tube. Those premiums were absolutely just too ridiculous to handle. But I did purchase these and several more, probably about 7 or 8 more that I gave away for graduation presents and birthday presents. But these are the ones I have remaining. And as you can see, by treating them, by putting them in capsules, I'm treating them a lot differently than I did my 2020s. And these are some of my 2020s from last year. Again, never did I imagine I'd be treating American Silver Eagles as if they had some sort of numismatic value. But they have shifted in my mind from bullion coin to maybe semi-numismatic. I don't know. You guys let me know how you feel about that. And I'm going to, in the meantime, grab these capsules and put them away. So here, let me grab this tube here, open that baby up, ready to receive these eagles. There we go. There we go. There's that. There's that. I'm not that great with the gloves here. Let's see what I can do. And without getting my fingerprints all over them, there's that. And here we go. I love this sound. Are you ready for it? I don't know what it is. It's just a very satisfying sound for this 2021 Type 2 ASE to go in that little tube and be preserved. Here's another and another. And you might be asking me, hey, why are you buying these American Silver Eagles? The premiums are high right now. Well, I was on an auction, as I mentioned, and I was able to pick these up on the Gold Depot auction for $29.75. So ASEs under 30. I haven't seen that in quite a while, and so that's what caused me to pull the trigger. And I'll tell you what, if you've never been on a coin auction, they are quite fun and entertaining, and sometimes you get some deals, and sometimes you get some guys will let their emotions run wild a little bit and maybe sometimes pay a little bit too much, but more often than not, I am getting the deals, and that's what keeps me coming back. And there you go. Look at that, the Type 2 American Silver Eagle. We'll see if any more of those land in my stack collection. I am a stacker primarily, but also consider myself somewhat of a collector. And there we go. Boom. Preserved. We'll see if I fill that baby up. Knowing me, I will. Now, if you're interested in that auction that I just mentioned, it is part of a private group, but Rich from the Gold Depot, I'm sure, would be happy to let in a few new members. As a matter of fact, some guys that watch my channel heard me refer to the auction in previous videos and joined up. And as a matter of fact, when I jumped on Wednesday, I had quite a few people say, "Hey, T, the only reason I'm here is because of you, man. You told us about these auctions, and here I am. This is a blast." And, I think so too, especially as the weather gets colder into the fall and winter. It's something to do when the weather's crummy outside, and again, you can get some good deals. Now, there was a guy on the auction, and I have to tell you, I was not expecting this at all. But this guy saw me on the auction, and he happened to ask Rich, the auctioneer, if he could put up some Mexican Silver Libertads. He did. This guy won 4 Mexican Silver Libertads, and then he did the coolest thing. He said, "Hey, T, if you give me a shout out on your next video, I'll send one of these Libertads your way." And that was totally unnecessary, and I am happy to give this guy a shout out. And a strange coincidence happened. When I went into the Gold Depot to settle up for those eagles I just showed you, this guy walked in 5 minutes after me. I was just looking at that Mexican coin that I showed you earlier when Caleb came up to me, and he said, and I kind of figured it was him. He was a younger guy, and I said, "Hey, are you Caleb?" And he said, "Yeah." I go, "Hey, I'm T, man. Thank you so much. Caleb, special shout out. I appreciate this. Very big honor to meet you. Someone who enjoys my channel." And Caleb mentioned to me while we were in the Gold Depot that, "Hey, I see your P.O. box on your video description. I've never sent you anything. I appreciate your videos, and I just wanted to hook you up." So, hey, Caleb, thank you, my man. I really appreciate that. And again, it was a nice treat to meet you. And I have to tell you about Caleb. He's a young dude. He said he started stacking seriously after high school. That was in 2016. And what a good head on his shoulders. A guy, usually kids that age are thinking about lots of other things other than stacking. But he said once he got out of high school and started collecting a real paycheck, he was taking his pay and putting that towards his stack. And for 5 years, he's been doing that faithfully. And, wise choices for someone of such a young age. Way smarter than me, I can tell you that. So one last time, hey, thank you, Caleb. Appreciate it. Let's move on to the next transaction I made. When I paid for those American Silver Eagles, I told Mike, the guy that was there with me, you know what? Hey, I don't want my change back in fiat. Just give me some dimes. So this is my change. I am a sucker for the old Mercury dimes, and so I got some Mercury dimes, and there's that. Just an example. And I also received some barbers in the mix. So you know what? Love that fractional silver, constitutional junk, whatever you call it. It goes well in anyone's stack. And if you're a new stacker just starting out, I strongly suggest that you consider purchasing some junk silver to add some weight to your stack. There's other great reasons to purchase it. And at the end of this video, I will put a link to another video about junk silver. And while I'm at it, I might as well put a link about American Silver Eagles as well. I made a video a while back when I was just starting out that I'm very proud of. Unfortunately, I was just starting out and very few people saw it. So if you missed it, which most people did, be sure to check that one out at the end. Now, we're not done yet. There's still more. Matt is manager of the Gold Depot, and Rich wasn't in at the moment. But Matt and I were having a good chat. And Matt, had something interesting out on the counter at the Gold Depot. He had all these chunks of what looked like a chalky substance on the counter. And he was explaining to me what it was. And not only did he explain, he said, "Here, man, take this. This is a piece of turquoise." And Matt went to an interesting place. Let me see if I can find the name of it here. He went to the Mona Lisa turquoise mine in Athens, Arkansas. And this was one of many pieces of turquoise, many of them the size of an egg or larger. He gave me this little chunk. So I'm going to have to figure out how to separate that little chalky substance from the turquoise. And again, always relying on you viewers. If you know anything about turquoise, please help educate me. I watched a video last night. It was very interesting, but I'd like to get this cleaned up somehow. And I know there's a process of stabilizing the turquoise, but if you are an expert on turquoise, let me know. And Matt, shout out to you. Thanks for this little piece of turquoise. Eventually it'll look like something. And I will be sure to show everyone once it gets to that point. But Matt had some really fascinating stories about that mine where he pulled out lots and lots of turquoise, one piece being 60 pounds. 60 pounds. He had basically a carload. And so perhaps we could show that on another video sometime in the future. Okay, guys, hey, I told you it was going to be a variety show today. You've got American Silver Eagles to look at, Mexican coinage, more Mexican coinage, a Mexican Silver Libertad 2021, and some junk silver and some turquoise to boot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm putting up right now some videos on your screen that you might be interested in. All you've got to do is click on those links, and they will take you to the next video. Thanks again, everybody.